Alright guys, there is something very important in the CS2 world that we need to talk about today. As you can see here on the screen, the Budapest Major is coming up very soon. I'm recording this video on November 11th and we have the Budapest Major on November 24th. We are 13 days away from this, and this means a couple of things. One, major season is always an exciting time in CS2. It gets more people watching, more people playing. The markets could potentially be popping. We're also getting closer to the winter. People are going to be inside. This is a big time for CS2, but it also means new major items and major stickers are going to be coming very soon, and this has a chance to cause some major ripples in the market. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video today. Today's video is sponsored by SkinSwap, and they're offering you a free skin worth up to $50 when you use code GERM and complete your first trade with them today. It's very simple, it's very easy. All you have to do is click on the skins that you're looking to get rid of, and then scroll through the amazing selection of skins that they have available and click on the ones that you want instead. It's that simple, it's that easy. And also, SkinSwap is also offering a very cool opportunity, the ability to buy skins for you from Chinese marketplaces. Prices are very cheap in China right now. There are some great deals to be had, and SkinSwap is going to help you get your hands on your favorite skins for an amazing price today. So definitely go check them out with that first link in the description below. So I want to start off by taking a look at when we can potentially get these new major items, because now we are very close to the start of this major. This stuff is very likely going to be coming soon. So what happened with the most recent major that we had? Again, right now we are 13 days away from the start of the Budapest Major. If we go back and look at the Austin sticker release date, we can see that the Austin sticker is released on May 22nd of 2025. Now, when did the Austin Major start? What the heck was going on there? How did Austin work out? Obviously, the other 2025 major, the most recent major, this makes sense to compare it to. The Austin Major started on June 3rd. So that is about 11 days before the major started. We got the major items. We got the stickers. We got everything else that's going on with the major. So that would put us, again, if we're talking about 11 days from the 24th, that would put us at November 13th. That would put us on this Thursday. Now, sometimes updates come out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, who knows? So I would say sometime starting tomorrow, sometime for the rest of the week. Today is actually a holiday in the United States. So again, some people were maybe expecting some stuff today. It didn't happen. The weekend, it's probably not going to happen. And then we're going to be getting really close to the major. So I think, honestly, sometime this week is extremely likely for these new major items to be coming. So again, this is something you need to be prepared for. You need to be ready for. I think you should have a game plan if you are a current owner of other major items of what you're going to do. Because again, depending on what these major stickers look like, it is going to impact the other ones. Now, I did want to pull up a couple of different major sticker concepts that I think are pretty interesting. So obviously, there's a couple big questions here and a couple things that could change everything. The first big question is going to be, are these major stickers going to be borderless or bordered? Now, again, if you are holding a lot of borderless stuff, if you're holding some bordered stuff, this could potentially have a big impact. If the I don't know why I said Tyloo, I'm looking at Tyloo right now, but if the Budapest stickers end up being borderless, that could be bad news for a lot of people who are holding or have bought Stockholm within the last couple of months. That could be bad news for Antwerp, Paris. That could be bad news for Copenhagen and Shanghai as well. We could see this stuff have some very big falls. Now, again, we've seen in the past, every time a new borderless set comes out, not only is that a replacement in competition a bigger supply for all the other previous borderless stuff we have, but also the community just doesn't get too happy because at least until recently, the community had been a little sick and tired of borderless stuff. So if we do get new borderless stuff, that could tank a lot of other things. And, so you need to be careful of holding borderless stuff into this major. You have to have a game plan. Do I want to sell before the major and not take the risk and the gamble of what these new stickers are going to look like? Or are you fine with holding some of your borderless stuff through the announcement of these new stickers? And it's going to be way more risky. It's going to be more of a gamble. You have, potential high risk, high reward, or maybe since we already got the new Austin stickers having borders, maybe some of that, effect is going to be negated. Maybe the community's ready for more borderless stickers again. I don't know, but here is a couple of concepts of what these potential Budapest stickers could look like. I really do always appreciate people who make, sticker concepts or really any kind of concept, skin makers, charm makers, all that stuff. So I like highlighting some of that stuff. But here's what a potential Budapest major sticker could look like. Obviously, this is Star Ladder. So we know Star Ladder sometimes has, this kind of looks like the other Star Ladder stickers that are in the game as well. I don't really love how big and, centralized the Star Ladder's logo is on the previous stickers we have in the game or on these. So these are kind of okay. These are mid to me. I don't know. I would really like, obviously, I think these are just like the papers and stuff. I don't know, but I would like if the background actually like changed colors and stuff like that, and was actually more so the color of the team and stuff. But this is an okay concept. But another thing that I did think was a crazy concept was these, and I tweeted these out. Like I quote tweeted this, and that tweet like blew up. These were very popular with fans and stuff like that. Here is a concept that I absolutely love for these, bordered but also borderless stickers. These have that slight kind of circular, winding border around them, but also we'll be able to take a look in a second. These scrape down to mostly borderless. So I think this is truly like a best of both worlds situation. This is probably the best sticker concept art I have ever seen. This would be, I think, fire. This would be way better than Austin. This would be better than most of the majors we've had recently. This would be better than, Copenhagen, better than Shanghai, whatever. I would absolutely love if we got something like this, and I think this would end up being very, very popular. And like I said, it does kind of end up being the best of both worlds. And Valve needs to do something exciting here. Valve needs to do something good because, again, if we looked at the charts from a couple of videos a couple of weeks ago, we looked at the charts of like how sales have been. Paris sales were obviously insane. Copenhagen sales were a little bit worse. Shanghai sales were a little bit worse. Austin sales were like similar or worse. Like, we have been in a big downward trend of sticker sales. And again, that money really, really matters. Not only is it how much money Valve is making, it's how much money the tournament organizers are making. It's how much money the players are making. It's how much money the orgs are making. And obviously, esports and the general global economics are not necessarily in the best state in the world ever. So, a chance to have a big influx of, potentially millions and tens of millions of dollars into, this ecosystem is very, very big. So there is, some pressure that does rest on Valve's shoulders. We do have a couple of other pictures in this whole set as well. Again, you have, I guess the arena is going to take place in. I don't know. I'm not necessarily familiar with this, but also how they have the kind of major sticker there that goes along with that. I think that's a very, very cool looking major sticker as well. I'm not always a big fan of like the actual like tournament organizer sticker or whatever, but it is pretty cool there. And then again, you can see here's how it scrapes down. As you continue to scrape it, the border kind of goes away. You still kind of have the flowers in each of the corners, but it does scrape down to mostly borderless. That is a beautiful mouse logo. That would be so fire, but some of the other ones look very, very sick as well. So again, I don't think we're going to get something that's good, and that is so disappointing. But man, if Valve could just hire this guy or pay for this idea or whatever, these would be absolutely fire. Like I said, I tweeted this out, and this got some very, very strong and amazing feedback on Twitter. People absolutely love this idea, but will it be doing something like this? I don't know. Now, the other interesting question here, and that people have, obviously, there's one question of what are the other major items going to be? What is Valve going to do with souvenirs? Are they going to bring back souvenir highlight charms? Are they going to change up souvenirs in any kind of meaningful way? Because again, those are very boring. Those haven't been selling well recently. Valve needs to do something different there. Are we going to get some kind of new item? We're going to get team charms. Are we going to get something different there? That would be cool to see. Valve needs to keep that stuff interesting because again, the overall major items and the major passes and all that stuff, those have been pretty stale over the past couple of years. And I feel like the consumers, the fans, they've not been very positively reacting to this stuff, so it'll be interesting to see how Valve switches that up. But then the other big question is, are they even going to do major capsules once again? Because right now, again, a lot of what people are thinking, we saw that the most recent case we got was, the Genesis Terminal. We didn't get a new case in the active duty. We got the Fracture case removed, and we got the Genesis Terminal put in its place. And people are like, oh, well, Valve is probably, trying to go away from case openings and case unboxings and gamblings because of laws and restrictions. They're trying to make this stuff future-proof. They're trying to get on the good side of, all these lawmakers and policymakers and in Europe and all this stuff. So we didn't get a new case. We got, Genesis Terminal, which is way, way different than the case. But then also in the Armory, we got the Gallery case going discontinued, and we didn't get a case replacing that. So, we haven't gotten a new case, and people are, speculating that Valve's maybe going away from stuff like this. So are we going to get major capsules once again, or is Valve also going to shake this up? Because if there is some issue with cases where Valve doesn't feel comfortable or doesn't want to keep going towards, the Gamba mechanics that a case entails, capsules are, in theory the same thing. It's not maybe exactly the same, but it's pretty damn similar. So there have also been a ton of people speculating, is Valve going to potentially go away from capsules this time as well? And could there be some kind of new system for stickers and stuff like that? Again, I don't know. This has been the system for a long time, but also cases have been the system for a long time. So is Valve ready to meaningfully shake things up? I don't know. That would be pretty risky because, again, it doesn't seem like the Genesis Terminal has been all that popular. I don't think those are selling amazing. I don't think, if there was some new Genesis sticker terminal or whatever, that it would do all that well. I don't really think that's that exciting, but who knows? Maybe the concept works better for stickers that are a lot cheaper and, not a $2,000 freaking M4 or whatever Valve was trying to charge us before. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, but like I said, whatever does end up happening with these stickers, again, if these stickers are bordered or borderless, that's going to have a huge impact on the market. And also, this capsule could also be a very, very interesting investment opportunity because if we look at some of the past capsules, you can see here, the Copenhagen capsules from 2024, you have legends, contenders, and challengers here at 57, 64, and 70 cents. You had a chance to 2 or 3x your money by investing in Copenhagen. You have Shanghai here as well. Again, 58, 63, 86 for the Shanghai capsules. And this is in like less than a year. This is quick return returns. This isn't having to hold this stuff for 3, 4, 5 years. This is doubling or tripling your money in a year or 2 years or something insane. And this is not even for that good of looking stickers. Now, obviously, that maybe has helped it. These have been underinvested, whatever, but also these stickers and these capsules have done very, very, very well. Even as recently as Austin, which again, these just barely came out, they're already sitting at 63, 64, and 71 cents. So again, the last couple of majors have been underinvested. They haven't sold well. People still have a bad taste in their mouth from Paris. People still have a bad taste in their mouth from just the same old stickers coming out every time. It feels a little bit boring, whatever. Also, Valve has been very weird with how long the sale lasts, when the stickers come out, when the sale ends. You know, for Shanghai, they're like put out a tweet, hey, the sale's going to end in the next couple of days. You know, please buy these, blah, 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 whatever. And then for Austin, they have the shortest sale they've had in forever, and they just kind of cut it off. So I don't know. There's a multitude of reasons and a ton of variables why the last couple majors have been very, very good investments. And again, yes, Paris was bad. Yes, Paris burned people. But if you look through the history of CS2 capsules and major items, stuff like that, the capsules have pretty much always been at least a pretty good or pretty solid investment. Yes, Paris did not work out. Yes, Paris burned a lot of people. But if you invested in every single major ever, you have one loss and you have a ton of massive wins. And all those big wins would pay for your losses in Paris, you know, many, many, many times over. So obviously, we're going to have to take a look and wait and see what ends up happening with Budapest, how the sales end up going, what the numbers start looking like. But I don't know. I was planning on investing in Austin. I wasn't really ready for how short the sale was, and hey, if I would have invested in Austin, I would have made some decent money. And I'm sure, depending on what the system and what the capsules and what the stickers look like for Budapest, I'm sure I'm going to be considering a investment in Budapest once again. But if that's where everybody starts going, maybe we're going to end up in an overinvested Paris situation once again. I don't know, but again, the odds, the numbers, the history seem to make investing in major capsules at least a pretty safe and pretty good investment, even though it didn't work out one time. Still, the batting average is very, very, very good there. So these stickers, no matter what they end up looking like, no matter what the systems end up being, whatever, this is going to be a crazy time for CS2. Again, majors are always hype, majors are always insane, majors are also always exciting. They're always big for the CS2 world. They're always big for the play rates, all that stuff. Again, what these stickers end up looking like, if we do get something crazy like this, if we get something fire, if we get some awesome, or even if you get something trash, sometimes even the trash sticker sets have ended up doing pretty decently as well. But again, it's not only going to, determine if these are a good investment, it's going to affect Stockholm, Antwerp, Paris. It's going to affect Shanghai, Copenhagen, Austin. It's going to have a ripple effect throughout the whole CS2 market. And obviously, things have been pretty insane in the CS2 markets lately, and they're about to get even crazier. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.